So Micky, let's start with injuries. Any light at the end of the tunnel with any of them?
Tom Davis trained today, so yeah, we have him back into the group. Hopefully there's no reaction to that. But apart from that, no, we'll be going to pretty much what we finished with last weekend.
Is there anyone like coming near? How long is Kane going to be out for, do you think, still?
Still another, I don't know, maybe next week for him. Maybe next week, but he's not trained yet, so he'll be a wee bit yet. So maybe looking towards, hopefully maybe looking towards next weekend if he gets a few training days in to sort of prove to himself his fitness.
I know you missed all the players, but how much did he miss Kane? Because he's a great focal point up there as well, isn't he?
Yeah, they're all the experienced ones that are kind of missing at the minute, and that they kind of help things along when you want to try and get results. So yeah, we do miss them all, but certainly yeah, Kane has been a big loss because he's got that experience up there and he helps the young players that play there alongside him.
I know you already said, even last week you've said many times that you don't want to make having injuries and making excuses out of that, but it must be hard when you can only name 5 players on the bench last week as well. It must be difficult for you.
Certainly it would be easier if you could name more, yeah, that's for sure, but I don't want to be seen, I want to show the players respect that are coming into play and not make excuses for the ones that are missing, because you want the ones that come in to stake a claim to be regulars or whatever, or be a big part of what we want to do. So you want to keep that going that way. But certainly last weekend, we would have to be honest and say on the balance of it, and after the game we certainly missed the players. But the boys will get another go this weekend because they're still not back, and I'll give them the opportunity to have another go at that.
I know the experienced players you are missing can't help on the pitch at the moment, but what are they like around the training ground? Are they all kind of buoying everything up as well?
Yeah, no, they're good. They're all good lads. They're a good tight knit unit. So yeah, they're trying to help the ones that have came in in order to keep us trying to move forward. So no, there's no problem with that.
And they all got good voices as well. They all kind of like got great personalities.
Yeah, unfortunately they're all probably leaders in the group as well. So they're probably the ones that sort of drive it along, and probably the noisier ones among the group. But again, it just gives other people opportunities to step forward and shows what they've got. I back other players, they're all here to play, I keep saying that. So it gives somebody else the chance to step forward and shows what they're made of. So, like I say, this week's been an opportunity for them again, and Saturday will be another chance for them to show us what they've got.
I know you mentioned after the game last week, and also Regan did as well, but just didn't have that quality to go on and get a goal against Gillingham. Is that hard during a game when you can't get that quality? You try to force things, if you know what I mean, as well?
Yeah, it's what it's all about, isn't it? Football is all about getting the ball and creating the opportunities, then taking them. And that sounds easy, but it's the part of the game that everybody's trying to achieve. And on the other side, you're obviously trying to stop that. And we go to certain parts of that process at the weekend and weren't able to finish it off, or weren't able to create enough process to create enough chances. But that's what we've got to keep driving. That's what we keep speaking about improvement. We've got to improve at creating more of the chances by doing the things that gets you up the pitch and into the areas, and then of course practicing finishing, and we do that all the time with the group, and we're just going to keep working hard for them and keep encouraging them, and hopefully we see the fruits of that very soon.
And is that doing that on the training pitch as well, just doing it so it comes naturally then when you go into a game? Yeah,
of course, that's what you do. That's what training is. It's repetitive, and it's practicing the things that you need to do to make you a better player in order to help us score goals or help us keep clean sheets. That's what it's all about. And then it's about us using an individual. What is it that you need to do in your position to help us do that? And what we try and do is break that down and in training try and recreate that for them, keep the standards high, that keep encouraging them in that, and also keep them fit in order to be able to do that a lot.
And how much you're enjoying this challenge of getting them to get that consistency. I know it's difficult as a manager these days, but you must still love doing it, trying to get your team to start winning games and stuff.
You obviously don't enjoy not winning. You want to win games, but your job is not, me as an individual, is to be how I feel. I'm not here for that. I'm not the manager for that. I'm here to support the players and try and get the best out of them, however I choose that I want to try and do that. And that's what I have to try and do. I have to take me out of it. Of course, I understand that the manager gets a lot or most or all of the criticism, but that just goes with the territory. That's just the way that it works. But I've got to try and deal with that, but still get in among my players and try to keep improving them and find ways of trying to make them more consistent and all of that, because that's what this group needs, and I'm just continuing to do that.
And how important is it, because I know you mentioned about how you're a player as well after when you spoke to Derek at the weekend, how important is it that you have played the game, because you'll know what the players are thinking out on the pitch, out on the training pitch?
Well, for me it certainly helps, because I can kind of empathise with them a little bit and remember little situations that maybe you've gone through, or little training sessions that you've maybe done, or things that managers have said to you, you try and pass on, or when I've managed before, what I've done with other groups, in order to keep passing on. But all it's about is trying to use all of your experience and what you've done in order to help a group to become better. That's what you're trying to do all the time, whether that be on a training pitch or walking in the building, or different conversations that you have with them. You've just got to try and keep encouraging them to keep trying to improve. First of all, they've got to recognise that you have to improve. That's the first big part of it. And if they accept that, yeah, we need to improve, and they have got the appetite to try and do that, then you come together and you try and find a way of making them better at that and be consistent at that and all of these kind of things, and finding opportunities in games in order to go and show that improvement. And that's the process that I'm going through at the minute.
And that's the thing as well, I know you're a good player as well, but you would have had games as well where it just didn't work for you in the game. Of
course, all the time, everybody has their moments, but that's where the other qualities come in, where you have to show other qualities like being relentless and keep going and keep persevering and keep believing that, yep, I can get this right. But that's part of the development as a footballer. You've got to keep doing that, and eventually, hopefully, that you get that improvement and you get that consistency, and they show that on the pitch, and then everything's happening.
Do you think there's more pressure on every club in this country, in the world, to win every game every week nowadays than what it was when you were playing?
I think since Twitter and Facebook and all that kind of things, and that you can get instant access to a platform to voice your opinion, I think has made it different, very, very different, for every football club and every player and every manager. But I think that's the same in probably every walk of life, that people can go on and comment on what other people are doing. And it wasn't so much certainly in my day, but it's just something again that is a challenge, and you've got to go on with, and you've got to, if needs be, you take the best out of, and then other bits you just have to ignore and go on with it. But the main thing is that you focus on what your job is, and that's to help a young group of players to improve and find consistency and try and win games of football, and that's all you can do. And then when they go on the pitch, you try and encourage them to keep going and whatever, and then find out after the game what it is that you think that they could have done better, and then working that in the training ground, and then away you go again, and the circle keeps going and going and going, and we just keep working in that circle and keep looking for improvement.
And the next challenge, Newport on Saturday. You've had some good wins at home this season, haven't you, as well? So you should go into that. You say you missed that quarter last week, but you've got the fans backing you as well. So hopefully you'll get that quality and go on and win the game. Yeah,
of course. Listen, the fans have a huge part to play. It can't just be me that's encouraging the players. We have to come together and get behind a group of players, and yeah, we have expectations of them, but we have to be fair with the expectations and realise maybe that some of them are a wee bit more experienced than others, and keep that encouragement going and keep getting behind them, because that's a big part of the development, is they need support. They need support all the time, and we've got to stick with them. Of course, we all get disappointed when we're not winning. me as well, because all through certainly my managerial career I've won a hell of a lot of games, but job this year was to support a group of less experienced players and try and keep moving my head, and that's what we'll continue to try and do all the way. But certainly the supporters have got a big part to play in that, and then they do, generally they get right behind us. It's a good atmosphere, but we've also got to play our part and give them something, maybe go off their seats for a little bit, but when it comes together we all know what a great place Brenton Park can be as a home player, and hopefully we can see that at the weekend.
And you're playing Newport who have drawn their last 3 games 1-1, haven't they? What do you expect from them?
Well, it's like every week I say, probably like a recurring record, it'll be a tough game. It always is. There's nothing much between most of the teams and division, or all of the teams if you like, apart from that consistency thing, which the better teams certainly have. That's why they're at the top end of the table. But on any given day, every game's a tough game, and Saturday will be the same, and we will try and go out and be the best version of ourselves and try and do the things that's needed in order to try and get a valuable result. And
do you think you need to try and win a lot of your remaining home games if you want to get up that table against the playoffs?
I think we know that the line have never said that they've got an awful lot to do, but all we can do is train the best we can, keep improving, keep trying to get the best out of ourselves, win as many games as we can, and then see where it takes us. And if we win enough, then great, but it won't be for the want of trying and working hard with the group to try and find that consistency to keep getting results week by week, in order to keep moving the football team forward.
I just mentioned the league before, there's times when you've bought players in January and it just seems to click, doesn't it, at one point, and then you just go on a nice run as well, so hopefully that will be the case again.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We could have done without the injuries that we've had. And again, no making excuses. You've asked me that question, and you've asked me the things that probably that need to be done to maybe hit a run like that, or the things that have to go in your favour, and certainly having a lot of injuries isn't one of them. But we've just grown it, we've rolled our sleeves up and we try and do the best that we can, and we'll keep, like I say, keep training hard, keep believing and keep trying to win games and keep going.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.